Your child's teacher says they are well behaved. The report card shows good marks, and family dinners go smoothly. By all external measures, the world tells you everything is perfect. Yet, a distinct sense of dread settles in your stomach when you watch them. Your gut tells you something is off, and they are simply staying quiet about it. You have pursued the therapies, advocated at school meetings, and prayed for clarity. But most available resources focus on loud signals, public meltdowns, bolting, and obvious external distress. Very few people talk about the child who holds it together all day, only to head straight to their room and stay there for 3 hours without making a sound the moment they get home. Masking is a full-time, neurologically exhausting job. Your child is using every ounce of their internal energy to suppress their natural instincts and appear neurotypical. When a child seems fine on the surface but collapses in private, their quietness indicates a nervous system stretched to its absolute limit. The scientific consensus on high-masking children is clear. Studies link unrecognized autism in childhood directly to higher rates of anxiety, burnout, and depression during the teenage years. Autistic adults frequently describe childhoods where they were internally drowning while looking perfectly functional to the adults around them. Observation is a critical protective duty. Proverbs 27:23 commands us to know the condition of your flocks, give careful attention to your herds. This principle applies directly to the internal state of those entrusted to our care. It requires looking past the surface to assess the true condition of a child's spirit. We are conducting a quiet autism audit. These 10 precise relational tools allow you to look past the mask and uncover how your child is actually coping. You will learn specific patterns to watch for and the exact questions to ask to gather accurate data tonight. Transitioning to active emotional stewardship allows you to manage your child's hidden emotional economy. By identifying where they are running a deficit, you can intercept a future crisis before it becomes a hurricane. Step 1 tracks the after-school collapse. As seen in this graphic, the exhaustion of the school day is a physical weight. When a nervous system holds itself together for 7 hours straight, it hits a wall the second it reaches a safe place. Tonight, implement 45 minutes of zero demands when they get home. No questions or chores, just a quiet space to recover from the day's load. Step 2 examines the shrinking food list. Picky eating is very often a budget cut made to save sensory energy. Proverbs 17:1 notes a quiet morsel in peace is better than feasting with strife. When the world gets harder, the food list gets shorter. Tonight, compare the foods your child eats reliably today against their list from 6 months ago to see if their boundaries are pulling in. Step 3 monitors the loss of joy. Autistic children light up when discussing their special interests. Proverbs 15:13 explains that a happy heart makes the face cheerful. When that shine goes away, the emotional bank account is overdrawn. Test this tonight by casually mentioning their favorite topic. If the light in their eyes stays off, something is draining them. These 3 behaviors, the collapse, the food restriction, and the loss of joy, are physical signals of a bankrupt nervous system. They indicate that your child is using everything they have just to survive the day. Step 4 focuses on the explosion at home. Your child may be an angel at school, but comes home to slam doors and yell. This is an emotional bank run on their only safe space. Ephesians 4:26 tells us not to let the sun go down on our anger. Remember that this storm is a sign of trust. Step 5 identifies the social hangover. Even fun social interactions act like a delayed credit card charge on an autistic child's energy. Mark 6:31 shows the necessity of coming to a quiet place to rest after heavy processing. Audit your family calendar tonight. If you see a pattern of irritability 48 hours after every event, start protecting that recovery period. Step 6 addresses the protective script. When a child's battery is too low to generate original language, they rely on memorized phrases or one-word answers. Proverbs 18:4 compares words to deep waters. To draw those waters out when your child is depleted, stop asking open-ended questions. Give 2 specific choices, like was today a gym class day or a quiet reading day? Viewing relational friction through the lens of resource depletion prevents counterproductive discipline. It allows you to respond to their fatigue with support, rather than reacting to their outbursts with anger. Step 7 targets unrefreshing sleep. An autistic child may stay in bed quietly while their brain runs like a car with an idling engine, burning gas all night. Psalm 4:8 promises sleep and peace, but anxiety often keeps the internal motor running. Ask them one specific question tonight. How long did it take your brain to get quiet last night? Step 8 counters silent self-blame. Statements like, "I'm the worst kid in class," represent a completely falsified internal balance sheet. Romans 8:1 reminds us there is no condemnation in Christ. You must verbally interrupt this story. When they speak negatively of themselves, calmly state that they are a person trying hard in a world not built for their brain. Step 9 monitors the bathroom refuge. If the classroom is too loud or bright, the bathroom becomes a tax haven from sensory overload. Psalm 91 calls God our refuge, and your child will absolutely seek physical refuge wherever they can easily find it. Email the teacher tonight to see exactly how many times a day your child asks to leave the classroom. Step 10 reclaims the conversation from the word fine. This flat response very often hides massive emotional debt. Proverbs 20 verse 5 says that insight draws out the deep waters of the heart. Instead of a general inquiry, ask this specific question tonight. On a scale from 1 to 10, how loud was your brain today? Tracking these 10 signals completes your shift from a confused observer to an equipped emotional steward. You now have all the specific data points needed to finally understand what your child has been unable to say. You are not paranoid, and you are not overreacting. You are a parent who sees their child clearly in a world that tries to tell you everything is fine. Your child is navigating a world not built for their brain with a quietness that most people miss. The long-term stakes are high. A quiet sign today that goes ignored becomes a loud crisis at 15. By identifying these subtle signals now, you can walk your child through the storm before it becomes a hurricane. Share this video with parents of quiet, high-masking children, especially those with daughters or late-diagnosed kids. This framework provides the specific signals required to see a child who has spent years hiding in plain sight. Your child was never hiding from you intentionally. They were waiting for you to learn the quiet language they use to describe their world. Biblical stewardship centers on how we love, understand, and care for the silent needs of those God has entrusted to us. Use the audit tonight to begin that work.